Nottingham Forest attacking stats in the Championship this season. Goals 28, the 20th most in the league. Attempts on goal 396, which is the 6th most in the league. I think we're already getting an idea about what our issue is here. Conversion rate 7.1%, which is the 23rd most in the league. Shooting accuracy 36%, which is the 24th most in the league. So it's been a while. It has been a while. But I thought what I'd do today is I'd just do a general talk video about the situation with Forest, because it isn't great, and we've got 11 games left of the season and some really, really tough games coming up. And thankfully after that it does ease off. But what I thought would make it more interesting is if I got some of your opinions about the situation. We've got quite a few replies. I'm just going to go through them all and just give my opinion on them. So it's kind of a Q&A in ways, but more of a serious one. Not being asked, is Bong better than Messi? No, he isn't. I'll quickly say, please, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you hit the like button. It really doesn't take long at all, and it would mean a huge amount. And subscribe as well. Follow my social media. It is all appreciated. So yeah, let's get on with it. So the first opinion we've got is from LJP, and that is the one that you're thinking of if you're a regular of this channel. I personally think we need a new clinical striker. We need to sell the players that Houston doesn't want, and must keep hold of the players that we do need and build a core group and not just change it every year with 56 new signings. I mean, a little bit, to be fair, not every year, but in the last 3 years, I think we have actually signed about 56 players, like, legitimately. It's kind of a bit funny this, because so many of these comments repeat themselves, and it kind of says a lot, really, because if we, as fans, can see this, why can't the club? The amount of people that have said we need a clinical striker is actually amazing. Absolutely agree, though. I just read out those stats at the start. That says everything about our issue. We cannot find the back of the net. We have so many chances. And then you've got players like Knockout who are just very, very ball heavy. That's not the right word, is it? Ball hogger. Yeah, they're a ball hogger. Yeah, I don't know what does ball heavy mean? Doesn't mean anything. But talking about actual out-and-out strikers, we have 3 strikers, all of them over 30, and the one player we have that is actually a striker that isn't below 30 is 18, Will Swan, and he's out on loan at Port Vale this season. So yeah, Loud Taylor's 30, Lewis Grabban is 33, and Glenn Murray is 37. If he's a goalkeeper, I could maybe get that, but you're a striker, so you're maybe thinking, well, is he just coming off the bench occasionally, just to make an impact last 20 minutes? No, he's starting every game. And the youngest striker we have at the club is a bench warmer. I back Chris Hughton, I really do. But you have to question some of these decisions. You cannot predict a Forest starting 11. Never. It just isn't possible. Being as he commented, I read it out. But again from Woods, a young clinical striker. Yeah, we've just covered that, absolutely. Another comment saying, not tight enough at the back, with Figueiredo making mistakes every now and then and lacking pace in spots. To be honest, a lot of spots, a lot of the team lacks pace. A lot of the team's old. Figueiredo, my opinion on him is I'd like him to leave in the summer, to be honest, because he served us well. He's had quite a few good spells at Forest, particularly last season, but this season, like majority of every player that was here last season, isn't the same. Hence why we're 17th in the Championship. Another comment from Ethan. Some players need to go, mostly the ones that don't play. Heffeler, Colback, Jenkinson, etc. And so the players that aren't performing. Sadly, Bong. Is that really what is your obsession with Bong? Everyone, seriously. Lewis Grabban, Arter, and replace them with players who have been out on loan, like Brian Johnson, Fornan, Gabriel. And we need a young clinical striker. That's another comment for saying the word clinical striker. It's a familiar pattern, isn't it, really? This isn't really a huge issue, but why have we got players like Michael Heffeler still at the club just eating away wages, We got rid of the likes of Zach Clough to Wigan and Derinkwa, who arguably should still be with us, Derinkwa. He's arguably our best right back that we had, and we sold him to a team that could be in League 2 next season. No disrespect to Wigan, but still. We got rid of them, but why didn't we get rid of Heffeler? Like, Heffeler's not even got a squad number this season. He wasn't even included in the actual squad, and yet this entire season he's just been training with under 23s, being paid I don't know how many wages he's on, but 30 grand at least, I'd say. It's criminal, some of the wages that these players are on, to not play football. Kanan has said, and he's also a YouTuber who does a lot of FIFA stuff. He actually did a Forest rebuild recently, so go and watch that if you want. Top lad. But he said, not a Forest fan, but it seems to me that your attack is ageing. There we go again, another comment about that. But continuing, your youngest striker, Lau Taylor's 30. Your other option at striker is 37 years old in Glenn Murray. With no other strikers, I think a young, clinical striker is the main thing you need. Is that four? 4 comments saying clinical striker. Please, Chris Hughton. Can someone send this video to Chris Hughton? Please, just give it a watch, Chris. We are currently on the 8th of March, 2021. There's about 2 months left of the season, and our top goal scorer has got 5 goals. And that's tragic in itself, but that top goal scorer is on the bench every week. Sums up our season. And I think this analogy really does sum up the season as well, and just Forest in general. It's like building a city on top of quicksand. Pretty much. I was thinking to myself the other day that the 2 seasons before this, it kind of feels like we've done all that hard work for nothing. Because those 2 seasons, if you don't agree with this, you clearly haven't watched football or Forest, have been huge improvements, you know, because the 2 seasons before that, going back to 2017, we stayed up by the absolute skin of our teeth. We were actually relegated at one stage on the final day of that season against Ipswich. We had to win that game, and we won 3-0 thankfully, and Blackburn went down instead. But we went from that, and that's one of the worst days of all time, that was. I don't want to relive that again, so for God's sake, please don't make me relive that this season. But more to the point, the season after that we finished 17th, which still ain't great, but then we finished 9th. You know, quite a jump. Then we finished 7th, which doesn't tell the true story, because we know what happened with that season. I don't want to talk about it, because I don't want to cry. And now this season, you're going to look on Wikipedia and see all of our finishes, 9th, 7th, 18th. And it now feels like we're at the absolute start again. It really does. Blurshall said, play bong every game, he deserves it. Yuri is bonged over the place. Okay, Blurshall. Matthew has said, I think Chris Hughton continues to make same errors with player selection and where he plays them. Taylor should be starting, not had a chance to start with our improved midfield. Murray should be coming on in the last 20. Lolly, right wing, Amiobi, left wing. Freeman bench, straight swap for Krovinovic, last 15-20 minutes. And I think I completely agree with that comment. I replied to it. It's honestly, I've been saying this for absolutely ages. Taylor should be starting, as I've already pointed out in this video. The team selections baffle everyone, you know, because we've got a good midfield really. Yates can be temperamental. Garner's not even ours. Cafu's got pretty good recently. Sambasso's beyond injury prone. Jack Colback's Jack Colback. And I think talking about him actually, being serious for once, I don't rate him at all. Some people do rate him, which I don't really understand why. But how can he go from being our captain, so starting every single game, then he gets an injury, and then when he comes back, he just isn't in the team? Like, imagine Liverpool doing that. I know it's a little bit of a ridiculous comparison, but Gerrard at Liverpool, he starts every week, he gets an injury, and then he's just a bench warmer when he comes back. That's essentially what we've done. And forget it's Jack Colback. The man that you trusted as captain apparently is now not good enough to even get any seconds on the pitch. He's actually continued. Freeman is not a winger. Garner, Cafu, Krovinovic in midfield. Ribeiro should never be rested. The bong, period. Absolutely 100%. Knockout needs a rest. He's trying too hard to think that he's got it all to do for himself. End product is lacking. Absolutely. And again, Matthews continued, he's clearly very loyal to certain players. It's obvious he thinks these players are going to come good in positions he's asking them to play in. And that's what worries me. How many games did it take for him to realise it's not working? He seems very stubborn, and in the long run, it won't end well. It's pure facts, William. Pure facts, Matthew. I really... One more thing I want to address is the running we have. So after this, we have obviously Reading at the weekend, which I think arguably out of these next few games is the one we've got the best shot of getting a result from. But then again, I could also see us losing like 3-0, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Then after that, we have Norwich. So that's basically a write-off because they're just too good for this league. and then they'll get relegated next season, and we'll play them again the year after that probably. Then we've got Brentford, and they can slip up on their day. Like, recently they lost 3 in a row to Coventry, Barnsley, and then Barnsley are doing insane this season, but, they're still lost. They lost games that you'd expect them to win, to be honest. So you never know. Maybe we could sneak something away at Brentford, but probably not. Then after that, it gets worse. Cardiff on Good Friday. Please, I just want the season to end. I really do. Harry, do you want to join us, please, mate? I wouldn't mind you. But more importantly, I think even if we lose those 4 games, I think we will survive, because this is the reason why. After that, we have QPR, and they're struggling as well. We have Bristol City, who you can beat them on the day, and it's always a tight game against Bristol. They beat us the first game in the season, which was tragic, like every game was this season pretty much. Very negative and positive video this, I know. Then after that we have Huddersfield in 18th, just below us currently. Birmingham are tragic, okay? They've kind of picked it recently, probably only because Rotherham and Sheffield Wednesday have lost games. We should have 100% have beaten Birmingham on Boxing Day. Drew 0-0. One of the worst games of the season to watch, and worst results, because we should have been winning. We couldn't even put 1 past Birmingham. And Birmingham, before that game, conceded 4 to Middlesbrough, and after that they conceded 4 to Derby. If you're going to concede 4 to Derby, how tragic must you be? Then we have Stoke at home. I'd rather not talk about that one. Then we have Sheffield Wednesday and Preston. Sheffield Wednesday is arguably the biggest one of the lot, because they're pretty much relegated, unfortunately for them, which seems a bit mad, really, because they've been in the Championship as long as I've watched football, really. Preston, we beat them away literally at the start of the year, the very start of the year. We can beat them. We can beat them, only, again, they're doing fairly well this season, but they're having a very Preston season, really, aren't they? So I think out of all those, we can beat at least maybe 4 or 5 of them, and forget these tough games, because even if we'd beaten Luton the other week, we were always going to be within a chance to lose a lot of these, regardless, to be honest. But what saves us are those games afterwards, and I just pray that we don't muck about, because I cannot see us going to Fleetwood away next season. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos, but if you have enjoyed, please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. We're going for 1.6 as soon as possible, and according to Social Blade, I should be hitting 2k by July, so let's try and hit it before that. So please, if you could just hit that like and subscribe button, why not? Turn that red button grey. It's Forest away kit this season, alright? And I don't really like that away kit, but it's better than it being white or pink, which is Derby this season, isn't it? I'm waffling, I know. But yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you very soon. You Reds.